Not that I think there's nothing wrong with being trans man or a trans woman or any of that. But like us, trans women or cross-dressers, drag queens, men generally know they're coming to see a woman with a penis. And if not, we always usually make sure they understand that, whether we're hooking up or doing whatever else that we're doing. But for a trans man to be at a male spa is kind of strange, wouldn't you think? I want a penis. Hi, Brandy. How are you? Well, we're talking about, my friend went to the spa tonight and he ran into a trans man and ended up having an encounter with a trans man, and he's devastated because he went down there and he was shocked, I think. That's a big reason for trans murders, is that not telling the person what the T is. Glad your friend was good. Yeah, I'm glad that that is true. A lot of the girls don't tell the men that they're trans women, and that's why a lot of the, like you said, the murders happen and stuff like that. But it's the same thing with this trans man not telling the gay man that they were trans. This was just not cool in the first place. And second of all, how do you have the courage? I mean, you've now taken, for me, that would be a really big step, going into a male spa full of hundreds of gay men, bisexual, straight, wandering around looking for penis, and there you are. When we all know the spa is about men looking for men. And now, the interesting thing would be, is did this person actually have intercourse with any of the gay men in the spa without them knowing? Because, you know, sometimes back in the days, we used to do things through glory holes. Can we say that on Facebook? Can we say glory holes? Hi, Andrew. We're talking about trans men at the spa. My friend had an experience tonight, and I was writing, so I wanted to get you guys' opinion on trans men being at a male spa, having sex with gay men, bisexuals or straight, or whoever goes to the spas. So he had an encounter, and he's kind of devastated because I've been thinking on him all day about it. So now, what do you do if you actually, can you tell the difference when you're doing something through a glory hole or not? I know. Girl, I'm just telling you. Naima, hi girl, how are you? My friend told me that he was at the spa and there was a trans person there, a trans man there, and he ended up having sex with this person. Well, not all the way sex, but he was so shocked that the person was trans that he ran out hollering like a big old queen. You know how we can be sometimes. Hi Diamond, how are you? Yeah, we're talking about trans men at the spa. So now, he didn't go, he went as far as kissing and sucking, you know, the chest and rubbing and all that stuff. But he says that he didn't get down to the, he touched the private area and he thought something was strange because it wasn't getting hard. And that it was kind of flaccid, and he didn't understand. I'm good, sweetie. I'm here explaining to them about my friend going to the spa, and there was a trans man at the spa. So I think I'm going to do this on the Stephanie Stevens show. I'm going to try to see if I can find a trans man so we can talk about this on my show on YouTube. But he was devastated that this trans person took him into the dark room and fooled around with him and didn't tell him that he was a trans person. Now, he said that he actually had to leave the spa because he was so nervous about the whole experience, even though at the beginning it was normal because he thought that the person that he was with was a guy. So, So I just wanted to know, have you guys ever experienced that? Have you ever heard of any of your friends going to the spa and there was a trans man at the spa? Hi, Christopher James. We're talking about trans men at the spa, at a gay man's spa or bisexual, straight, whatever, or a spa for men. And a trans person is at the spa, and you don't know that the person is trans because they didn't tell you. And two, you end up having a little bit of an encounter with them without them still telling you even after the fact. So my friend says that he's all devastated and shocked. And I've been laying into him all night about it because I'm writing about it because I want to use it in part of my show. So I think that it's quite funny, but I also think that it's not as fair to him to have been having sex with a person that didn't tell them that they were, even though they identify as male, their gender is female. Now, how do you get around that? So now he's at home devastated, and I'm calling him every 5 minutes because I told him that he was touching the, oh yes, y'all know what I mean. So he's mad at me right now because I won't leave him alone about it. But he shouldn't have never told me now because he knows I'm a comedian, so I want to add that to my show. But in a serious way, but an educational way. Contacts Felix Jones on my Facebook. Trans man, he would talk to you. Okay, great. Thank you, Charles. Thank you very much. I mean, this is a good thing for us to understand as gay men or trans women, trans men, just as people in general. If we plan on having any kind of a relationship or we plan on having any kind of an encounter or a hookup, we need to know that the male that's coming to our house is actually male or they identify as male. Would you agree? Or am I stepping over the line with that? I just think that if I'm going to hook up with somebody, you need to be a man. And I understand that some people identify as men, but if you don't have the gender of a man, how does that work? And mainly at a spa. How does that work at a male spa? Mainly when you have to shower with other guys. How does that work? An interesting conversation. I will contact Felix. Thank you so much, Charles. I was just having this conversation tonight about this because I just found that it was interesting. So I'm going to add it to my stand-up. Not that it's funny. It was funny to me when he was telling me because he says that when the guy turned around and he put his member between the person's legs, he says just something didn't feel right as far as, male to male. So then when he realized that the person wasn't male, he told me he ran out hollering like a big old queen. And I found that funny. But at least he wasn't rude to the person. But I do find that that person should have told him that they were a trans man. Because that is something we transsexuals, cross-dressers, drag queens deal with on a constant basis when we're hooking up with people or we're just trying to meet a man. We always let them know, or we should let them know, that you were born male. So I'm not here to say how people feel and what they identify as and what the pronoun is, but if I am at a male spa, I expect to be sleeping with a male that has a penis. And if I have a penis and you have a penis, we're on the same page. It's different if you identify as a trans man, you need to have a penis, or you need to tell me that you are a trans man so I can decide whether I want to pursue the little hookup or whatever it is.